then I'll move out of the way. We are recording.
Okay, thank you. We're interviewing Julia Darden-Lentz. And Julia, why don't you start with a few minute and a half or two talking about yourself, and then we'll ask you some questions and go from there.
Sure. I'm a long-term resident of San Clemente. I've seen a lot of changes since I was a high school student. The city's obviously grown quite a bit. And I think it's an exciting time for the city in a lot of ways because we have opportunities to be on the world stage with the Olympics. We're approaching our centennial. It's a time, I think, when it's appropriate for us to be thinking about the city's culture and how to represent that to the world and to our community itself. And I'd like an opportunity to be part of that. I think my background sets me up well to hit the ground running. After 8 years on Planning Commission and DRSC, and then my work with Peer Pride and with the CASA. I think all of those things have put me in touch with the community from an artistic and cultural standpoint, and given me some of the skills to be a contributing member of the team.
Thank you. Gentlemen, questions? Mark, you want to start?
Yes, thank you for being here today and putting your application in. I'll be asking similar questions to all three candidates, but I'm just curious in terms of what you see in the city. What would you say is the biggest need culturally, artistically, that our city should start pursuing or going down a certain line to say this is our need in the arts and the culture?
I don't know if there's one particular artistic need other than I think that what we do should involve the community. I think that's the most important part of it. Having a particular sculpture or a particular event is not as important as having people from all aspects of the community involved in those different artistic pursuits. And I think in order to achieve that goal, we need to have a variety of different types of cultural events, whether it's visual art or performing art. I think we need to try to appeal to the breadth of our citizenry.
Thank you.
Julia, explain to me your personal experience with performing arts and visual arts. I think this community needs to continue its facelift on public art in a big way, and I'd like to hear your vision for public art, either visual art or performing arts, because we've been kind of lacking in the performing arts area.
Well, experience and vision are two different things. I don't think it's about my vision. I think it's about the City Council's vision, and by extension, the vision of your constituents, what they want to see in the community, and what you, as their representatives, drive.
Well, as a representative, the person that's going to be advising us on what that vision is, I just made a brief comment on the need for up-ramping and gearing up on our public arts and performance. And I just wonder what your vision is in that area. If you don't have a personal experience, what do you think?
So my experience in the performing arts is limited to high school productions here in San Clemente, but I do love the performing arts, even though it turned out I didn't have much talent of my own. But I think my experience with the visual arts is a little more appropriate for this experience. Having worked with Design Review, a lot of our job in those days was to help review public art submissions, to help build the foundation for what ultimately became the public art policy for the city. So I've had experience both from a programmatic aspect and also from reviewing some of those submissions and getting public input on those submissions.
Okay, thank you. Gentlemen, questions? Zen, do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Arts and Cultural Committee in the municipal code. Is the amphitheater stuff still there? Is it part of that functioning?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's,
So, Julia, what advice do you have about to the city, to the council about finding, locating, and finding a potential amphitheater in the city?
Well, I know that the subcommittee that is working on that has talked to a number of different organizations within the city. I think fairly recently they talked to Bella Colina, looking for potential sites. And I don't think I have expertise in site selection, but I think the most important thing in selecting a site is to work with existing organizations in the city in order to try to procure a site that works for the city.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Rick, would you like to?
Go ahead, Ray.
So you've worked with Pure Pride?
I did. I was the inaugural president.
Oh,
So part of my job was, you may remember that Lori Dunchek and Jim Nielsen were the founders. And because of Lori's council schedule, she asked me to take the job of president. So a lot of what I did at the time was to help the group create the mission and the vision, and then to go out into the community and to bring stakeholders together to help us figure out what to focus on. What did Pure Pride really mean? And then also I used my background in marketing to help promote Pure Pride as we got it off the ground.
Okay, and you mentioned the subcommittee on the amphitheater, and would you, no matter what happens with this here, I mean, there's only one opening, who knows? There's going to be more openings in June, I know that. Would you be willing to work with a subcommittee within the arts and cultural?
Absolutely.
And
I didn't
bring
know
some of
that
your
was an
expertise?
opportunity, but yes, I would.
Okay, thank you.
Although I probably, and I, as a member of the committee, I'd be, or as a member of the public, I'd be happy to work with any of the subcommittees. I would think my expertise would probably be more appropriate with the committee that's working on helping to determine the new public policy for the arts.
I'm going to ask you a really tough question.
Okay.
Is there anything that we've not asked you that you want to tell us about yourself that we should know, that we haven't seen in your resume, that just you think would have an influence on whether we select you?
I don't know if this would have an influence, but I think I've been part of organizations that have started from the ground up, and I think that's one of the things that's exciting about this committee. They've done some of the hard work already with your guidance, and but they still are at a point where they're helping you and the community explore what an arts committee can do and how we can expand our commitment to the arts within the community. And I've had experience doing that. For example, the case I just described with Pure Pride. A lot of that was about reaching out into the community and finding out what was the vision for what the pier could be, and how could we support that. And I think that that skill. I think it's a good time for someone of that skill to join the committee.
All right. Thank you.
All right,
I have another question.
Sorry, Zed.
In a few months, we're going to have all the commission and committee appointments to come up again. Given your experience on the planning issue, do you have a plan to apply for a planning commission?
No, I don't. No, I enjoyed my time on the Planning Commission very much, but that was a specific time in my life, and I'm interested in new challenges.
And thank you, by
at
the
this
way, for
point.
your service on that commission. That was, you did a lot of.
Oh, thank you. I
Difficult
enjoyed
time.
it very much. It was,
Thank you.
as you know, it's an exciting way to really feel that you're helping make an impact on the city.
Thank you, John. Any other questions? If not, thank you very
All right,
much. I'll
thank
walk
you.
you out,
Thank you.
and I'll
Appreciate
invite
it.
the next person back. Before we bring the next person in, do we limit the answers to 2 minutes? I think they had a time frame last cycle. I don't think we're going to be crunched for time, but did you want to put a time limit in any way?
I'm okay with it. There's only 2 other
Only a
candidates.
couple, yeah. We've got,
We're not tight on.
we did that last time. But I don't think
And
we-
Mike K isn't going to be interviewing, so we're down to 4 on the next one.
We'll have a full hour to get through that.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, the last couple of candidates, we need time, and we'll just do that.
Right.
With every time we have left.
Sit right here at the end of the table.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. I'm Julie Hines.
Save the best seat for you. Well, Julia, why don't we start by just take a few minutes and expand on your resume, tell us about yourself and your vision for the committee and where you'd like to
Well,
go.
I've been living here for 34 years, and I'm a graphic designer. I have my own graphic design business. I worked at Apple Computer when I first graduated and lived up north, and my husband's job brought us down here, so I started freelancing at that point. And I've been doing it ever since, surprisingly. So when the shutdown happened and everybody was working at home, it was just business as usual for me. But I worked for 3 years for the Downtown Business Association as their director. So I got, doing that, I was doing the car show and the glitz and I got really involved with planning all those big city events and, kind of learned a little bit about what was going on. I worked really closely with Samantha on a lot of those events, so I kind of learned about what was going on in town. And so when I saw this opportunity, I thought, oh, that's kind of a way for me to keep on being involved with the city, even though I'm not working with the Downtown Business Association anymore. And I also taught at FITM for 11 years, which is the Fashion Institute. Have you heard of that? It's up in LA. Taught graphic design, so I have education experience. I'm a founding board member of the Monarch chapter of National Charity League, and so in that capacity I was in charge of communications and also planning their big events, their big fashion shows at the Ritz and things like that. So I have a lot of event planning experience as well as my corporate graphics.
And you're still in business.
Yes, yeah.
Great. Zen, do you want to start with questions?
Sure. Thank you, Julia, to be here. In the municipal code about the function of Arts and Culture Committee, the first item says act in advisory capacity to the City Council in all matters pertaining to the Arts and Culture program, including the feasibility of an amphitheater in San Clemente, developing and making recommendations on arts acquisition and proposals for artworks for public buildings and public spaces. Do you have any thoughts on that?
It's interesting because that amphitheater idea has been floating around for so many years, and I remember the original guys who were wanting to do it. I don't know if they were associated with, but have you guys been to the Moonlight Amphitheater is it Vista or Oceanside?
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous, and it's super cool. And I know that there was a plan to build it back there. My son played hockey in town back when the hockey rink was down by North Beach, and we were trying to move the hockey rink up here, and then the amphitheater guy was like, no, we want that for the amphitheater. So I'm aware that that's been going on for a long time. I think it would be fantastic. I think San Clemente has we have the right kind of people for that.
Right kind of weather?
We have the right kind of weather for that. We have the space. I mean, I think that would be an amazing accomplishment. I mean, gosh, I've been to the Moonlight Amphitheater several times. My mom had season tickets, and it just brings so many people, and everybody's eating at all the restaurants nearby. And I mean, the tax flow is probably pretty good, all those ticket sales. And what I love about it is it's for kids, and it's for elderly, it's for everybody. That's what's really cool about it. It's
Well, the need is recognized. What can you help?
What can I help?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any experience with planning something like that. I mean, I have event planning experience and a lot of communications experience. I have a lot of experience getting sponsors for different events. Is that something that would have to happen? You would need sponsorships.
Those are always helpful.
Yeah,
The more money, the better.
for the car show and the glitz and everything, a lot of my job was twisting the arms of the car dealerships and things like that to get money.
Thank you.
But
Okay, thank you. Victor, do you have?
Yeah, how would your experience at the Downtown Business Association, how would that help you with this position, if it would?
well, part of the events that we would put on, I would always have a mindset going into the events about how are kids going to enjoy this, how are older people going to enjoy this, how are families going to enjoy this, how our business is going to benefit from it, especially the events that we all did were on Del Mar. So I was always very cognizant of like, what is, somebody who owns a shop on Del Mar, what are they going to think about the car show? Are they going to be annoyed? Are they going to, so I was always in this mode of like reaching out to the businesses to make sure like, we're not forgetting about you. We want to have the car show, but you're number one, and we're going to try to make it so that you have a great business day. So I don't know whether that answers your question.
Let me ask you this also, regarding Del Mar, since you know a lot about that. What do you see arts and culture doing along the Del Mar and even North Beach that would make this a better city?
Yeah. Well, I mean, gosh, all you have to do is go down to Dana Point to that Merry Kiss Me sign all through the month of December, and there's just thousands of people trying to get their picture taken under that sign, and I'm sure they're all eating there and shopping there and everything. So I feel like San Clemente could use a little bit of placemaking. We have the beach and we have the pier, but I feel like we could have something like if it's a San Clemente, like Escondido has, or that you drive through so you feel like you're here, like a something that makes you feel like you're here. On Del Mar. When you get to the pier, you definitely feel like I'm here. But on Del Mar, I feel like there could be, I don't know, in Old Town San Diego, they have a really beautiful display kind of talking about the history of Old Town. That's fascinating. I think San Clemente has so much history, and we kind of have it hidden all away at the Casa. I feel like there could. I feel like there could be little whimsical things, like there was a New York sidewalk where they painted a hopscotch, and then people would be walking along, and then they, just like little. I think there could be all kinds of multi-generational things that just spark joy or whimsy or kind of reinforce the history. I used to work at CASA as a docent with my daughter when we were in National Charity League, and so we learned all about Ole Hansen and we learned all about everything, and I'm always shocked at how many people don't have any idea. They didn't know who H.H. Cotton was. They just knew it was a restaurant.
Not anymore.
So, I mean, I think there's a lot that we could do that's fun, but also kind of educates people a little bit.
Thank you.
Is there any component of the current cultural committee work plan that excites you, that you'd like to jump in and really hit the ground running and make it come to fruition?
No, I don't really know what your work plan is. I know that it's a committee that advises on different artistic or cultural things, but I don't know exactly what's on the docket for it. So, anything
basically.
I didn't know if I was, but I didn't know. I was actually interested.
No, it's okay.
I was interested to learn, like, how does the committee get together and kind of brainstorm ideas, or do these things come from elsewhere, and then the committee is the committee are the ones who hash it out and figure out how it's going to get done, or how that works?
Is it both?
Yeah.
And you sound like a person who can roll up your sleeves and get the job done. So that's, Mark, do you have a question?
Did you?
No, I didn't go.
Okay,
I'll go last.
Is there anything else that you would like to share with us that you haven't gotten a chance to say, or any questions that you have, or anything?
Well, my one question was kind of like how does it, like, I would be curious to know, like, in the past 10 years, what projects has this committee managed that were particularly successessful? Or
well, it's only been around for 2 years.
Well, I think three.
Yeah, going on 3.
Go on 3 in June.
So, because I know, like,
so it's a newer committee that we're looking to, like,
I see,
really build up.
Because I know, like, the Downtown Business Association, when I was there, we helped organized the mural projects, the surfing murals. So we were involved with that. And I know that the Historical Society worked with the DVA to do the tile on the little pop-out seating areas along Del Mar. So I'm imagining when I was looking at this, you know, reading about this committee, I was imagining those types of things.
Yeah, great.
I mean, those are visual, but I'm sure there's lots of other.
Any other
Yeah,
questions?
no,
Follow up on Rick and Mark's comment on your vision. What is your personal vision for what you'd like to see? I know you advise us, but there's a new committee because we thought the city needed some oomph in that area.
Yeah.
What do you think you could, what is your vision? What a couple things, or one or two things that come to your mind that you'd like to see?
Well, I mean, if you think arts and culture, you immediately think visual arts, paintings or whatever. Well, I have this idea that I thought would be super cool, and I just haven't, it's been rattling around in my brain, but I was thinking, there's a lot of older people in San Clemente who've been here since day one, and San Clemente has changed so radically. And I think it would be super cool if there was a way to get some of those stories of early San Clemente. And I was thinking what would be really cool is if you paired up like some high school literature students, paired them up with, you know, a few old folks who have some stories, and you know, it's like these little sort of little history stories, little short stories about San Clemente, just so they don't get lost, you know, before these people are gone. And also bring these two groups together. They would the young person would interview the old person, write up a little thing. I don't know how it would come about, whether it would be an event, whether it would be online, it would be like a web page. It would be, I don't know. I just thought that could be like a cool cultural thing.
Hypothetical question. For quite a while, there's been some discussion, and it may never happen, but there's been discussion about the possibility of a archway over Camino Real, similar to the Dana Point. You know, as you're coming into the pier, that beautiful edifice with artwork of different kinds. If the city had a structure like that, what kind of artwork, what kind of vision would you like to see on that? What would be your thoughts?
Oh gosh, my immediate thought would be some kind of like Spanish tile, you know, like the floor at Casa. You know, that's original, gorgeous, all those muted tones. I feel like something like that, you know, RSM would be the place to go to design it for you.
Once you have the tile, what kind of artwork?
What kind of artwork? Oh gosh, well, it would have to be surfing, or it'd have to be bougainvillea, or it would be, you know, I feel like it would be
surfing, beach, water, the whole.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, you seem like an artistic person.
I know Dana Point does their whales, and everything's about whales.
And
there.
elephants too.
I know, what was that about?
I'm not sure, but
took those all away.
Yeah. That's another idea that I thought about years ago. There's a town, I think it's in Idaho, and they have like a mascot of the town. I think it's an otter. And they have these little otter sculptures. They have like 6 or 7 of them all around town. And so it's kind of like a little thing that you do when you go there. You try to find them all. Like little kids will try to, and you take your picture with them. And I was thinking that, I don't know, that could be kind of a whimsical little.
we have a mascot. It's Wayne Eagleston.
It would be.
People take their pictures with them.
There you go.
We'll have this stuff to place on with his art like that. Any other questions for Julia? Julia, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. It was
Appreciate
nice
the time.
meeting all of you.
Thank you.
Oops, I'm attached to the chair.
Can't take the chair.
Thank you.
Do we, by the way, have a copy of the ordinance on this public safety committee thing, the number of members and is that available?
I can grab it. I don't have it handy. You want me to? I mean, I can pull it up.
Before we do that, we need to make sure we review that because there were some issues the last time. I just think we need to be clear on what the structure is.
Let's see, where do I sit?
Right here.
Okay, great.
So Amanda, why don't you start? We know you, we hear you, we see you. Tell us a little bit about why you want to be on this commission, and then we have some more
Sure,
questions for you.
absolutely. Well, I was on the Citizens Amphitheater Committee, and I feel like, I've been attending the Arts and Cultural Committee, and last time Sherman said, you need to keep on coming, and I'm like, okay, I will. And I just want to continue that work. I just feel like I didn't get a chance to see the amphitheater and come into fruition fruition. So that's why I kind of want to continue that. And so,
Okay. I have a question, a hypothetical question.
yes.
You know, in Dana Point, they have that beautiful archway that over the Coast Highway as you are entering
Yes.
that pier there. If San Clemente had something like that, let's say in the south end of town, what kind of artwork would you envision would look great for making this city pop and making it an iconic structure for our city? If that were the case, strictly
Right,
hypothetical.
south end of town. Oh, that would be great. Well, Dana Point has the whale there, and I think the tile work would be the murals of Ole Hansen Beach Club, having that and having the ocean in the background. You know, I think that having that architectural, the Spanish revival, I think that would be really great as a mural. You know, having that and having an ode to Ole Hansen or, you know, to someone else like that.
Okay, good, Mark, good question.
What do you see as the major need culturally, artistically for this city? What's your vision? Like, if you could focus on one thing for the city and in those two areas, what would it be?
I think basically more inclusivity regarding the Latino community. I think at last time I mentioned the Three Kings and Dia de los Reyes, but we could also do something like maybe a tamale or pozole. That usually happens during Christmas. I remember, you know, being on the assembly line for my mother, making her tamales, and you do that, and then you give them out to your neighbors. And so she would make all these big, huge vats of tamales. So I think incorporating more of those family traditions through the holidays for the Latino community, especially of Mattsburg Park.
Like that. Yeah.
Rick?
Oh, I'll wait, go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay.
Did you bring us any tamales?
No, I didn't. It would have been great, right?
Yeah, we got our vote. I guess we couldn't take them now.
But just the
As long as the
taste of
tamale didn't have a
tamales.
Superman cape attached to it.
Yeah, don't remind me about that.
Zen, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Amanda,
Yes.
share with me about your thoughts on two items. One is the amphitheater. If it's going to happen, how it can happen, where it's going to happen. Number two is give me an idea of what, where and how arts in our public place can be done to make the San Clemente public place a better one. It doesn't have to be a physical one. It can be architectural one. It can be sculpture. It can be an event. It doesn't have to be physical.
Right.
Whatever that is, give me some idea.
Right, at the last Arts and Cultural Committee meeting, it was Shane Hirschman that mentioned possibly reaching out to for a possible grant, and I think they want something like Moonlight. So I think they have that idea in mind, and you know, Moonlight started just basically an amphitheater of seating in the grass, and then the stage, something similar to what they had at the upper campus. So I think that just basically bringing that into it, and hopefully that you know, if we can secure some land, you know, at the backcountry, maybe part of those 26 acres or 20 acres. TCA, that would be really great. So it would be out there, and you know, not be disruptive too much of any you know, communities.
Any other
Bring that
questions?
in. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. I guess there's another
Well,
question.
I just.
Oh, yes.
We can circle back, sorry.
No, it's
You
okay.
paused,
I just wanted to listen, but you know, Amanda, I would love to find a way to utilize your passion and your experience here in town.
Thank you.
I mean, that's all I have to say, really.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, if it was, I think if I was on a committee, I would have less time for
Less
going
time
to
for
city
those other
council
items?
meetings. Yeah.
Oh wait, would you repeat that?
Was that a commitment?
But thank you so much. It's always a wonderful time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
Bring a copy of the ordinance down now, so I'll grab it.
Oh, good.
Break.
You guys want to vote on these guys before we bring the public safety in?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and then also, after we vote for this, before we bring public safety in, Jason's bringing down a copy of the ordinance about that committee. I think there's, in the last
He's going
time.
to has copies of it.
Yeah, just to take a look, because, yeah, that's,
Good idea.
okay, so now we're voting.
Any discussion before we cast ballots? Okay.
Just to confirm, 1, 2, 3. So 1 is the.
That's not.
Oh, I just checked off one box.
Okay.
Yeah, just-
Do we rank or
Well, we got, this is what we did before, is we ranked. So
You wanna do the
let's
ranking
get
one,
them, can I get these ballots? Jack, this is, Baker, and then, so, the person we want the
We'll go
most,
one,
we
two,
put
three.
3. Well, we do 3 for the number 1
Right,
person.
don't reverse it.
Reverse 3, because she adds up
You
the
want the
points.
highest,
So
Right.
highest amount of votes.
the highest amount of votes for the first person, then 2 for 2. and
3, 2, the reverse,
Yeah.
weighted votes.
Weighted, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that- I
So
think-
we give a score to each of them?
Yes.
1, 2, 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have to?
No, you can
No,
go 0
no,
on.
you
can
don't
go
have to.
0 on 1, you can go 2, 1. Weighted.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
okay.
throw that on you.
That's all right.
And then once we decide, we'll go out there for the formal vote publicly.
Sure.
Still need the majority support. Right. Okay.
Majority support and majority points. That's interesting.
Well, we'll see what the points are.
Yeah. If everyone's in agreement on the points,
Last time we did this, you recall, we had one candidate that had the highest vote, but they didn't get 3 council members, but they had the highest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a,
So you're
that's a
right,
good.
Zen, it takes
Well,
the
the
majority.
highest one gets first vote. If it doesn't work, we go to second.
Well,
Well, we're talking about something
yeah,
else.
so we'll vote on that first person
Right,
first.
right,
Yeah,
vote on
yeah,
the
that
first
makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
I like how our votes our procedures are set in stone.
Well, we're trying to find the best way to do it eventually.
We just wanna get to
I
the
think
end.
this way was better than the old way, though, sitting out there. I don't know.
Yeah, I like being in here a lot more.
Yeah, and I think the candidates feel a whole load better.
More relaxed.
Yeah, when you're the
Yeah.
first 1 out of 10 candidates, and you get all the tough questions, and everybody else is sitting there taking
not
notes.
taking notes.
The same
Exactly.
question, whoa.
Exactly.
Top vote getter is Amanda, followed by Julie Hines, followed by Julia Darden Lens.
Okay, and the top vote, any discussion on the 3-time support?
I think, I think they were all good. I think, I really like Julie. The fact that she didn't look at the work plan or didn't come in that, I wish she would have, but I think there's a space, I think there's an opportunity for her.
Okay, do we have a majority vote when we come out here, it sounds like? Sounds like-
I don't know that I'll vote yes.
Okay,
Um,
okay,
So-
it's your privilege. So-
yeah, I would rather see either Julia or Julie in there, but
Well, let's just vote on it. As we said, let's vote on the highest.
Well, we'll be voting out there, but I'm in favor. We have 1 no, I'm a yes
I'm a yes.
I'm a yes. That's 3.
on Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll call in the next candidate, starting with,
Do we want, now, are we gonna go out there and approve this?
we
and then
probably should, just so that they're not waiting another 45 minutes.
No, when the mayor was, last time it was the mayor.
What's that?
Last time it was the mayor going out and announce it.
To announce it? No, I think we should vote. We should vote in public.
formal
Yeah,
vote.
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I think so. We'll be
second vote?
quick, and then we'll call in the, we'll call in.
We'll vote
voted.
on this.
It is a public session.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Men are becoming a pessimist.
That's not going to stop. Thank you.
Have a seat. We'll be, we'll give you a couple
You want
minutes
something
to.
to drink, water?
I'm all right. I appreciate it. It's nice of you.
Sometimes your throat will dry out.
Well, Stephen, this is, we got a couple members. Were they in the restroom? I didn't see them.
No, they're in the closet.
They're caucusing.
Oh, caucusing.
I'm sorry.
All right. Stephen, thank you for joining us. We're going to give you a minute or two to just talk about yourself, anything you want to share with us beyond your application, which we all have seen. And then we'll ask a few questions and
Yeah.
go right ahead.
Stephen Lamb. I've lived here in St. Cloud for a bit over a year now. And to say I am a fan is selling it very short. Say I've had the fortunate and unfortunate circumstance of living in a lot of different places in my life, and this place really, I'd say, is from what I've seen, very special. I've been in some nice places. I've been in a lot of not nice places, and now having a kid, I don't think I'd find a better place to raise him, and in a more fortunate circumstance. Living next to the beach and having amazing weather all year round, I don't think he'll come to know. I don't think he'll really end up knowing what cold is, knowing what not having something fun to do is, trying to find something to do. For me coming here to this community, I wanted to kind of become a part of it. Something I've never really had the chance to do. Given previous career and moves and things that were necessitated in my job, so coming here and having a job that's a bit more stable and doesn't require particular things that would preclude me from public service in any way, is something I want to pursue and want to invest in a place. And so for me coming here, given my background in law enforcement and seeing that opportunity, my wife first saw it come up on Instagram, was like, oh hey, this is a thing, you should look at that. And I started to watch a few of the publicly available committee meetings and said, oh, that's interesting. And it's not like it's a massive commitment, but it's something that I could definitely do. I feel like I might have something to contribute to it. So it led me to filling out the application.
Question, are you a sworn officer currently with all your police work that departments you've been with?
So I am a sworn federal law enforcement agent, yeah.
So you're a sworn officer for arrests and carry a weapon and so forth?
Yes.
And you're not just strictly an investigator?
I am a special agent, federal law enforcement, so the designation is a 1811 special agent. So just like an FBI agent or a DEA agent.
So in your investigations, you do the investigations and you conduct the arrest as well?
Yes.
Okay. You've only been in town a year.
Yes.
Do you have family members in the area, or you just chose this place?
No, our office for where I work is actually here, and it's very convenient. I had a very fortunate circumstance where knew somebody who ended up knowing somebody who said I needed somebody to fill my vacant apartment, and my wife and I were like, wow, okay.
What's been your observations about San Clemente's safety issues in the last year you've been here? Do you have any observations that you think are of concern to you that you'd like to address?
Oh, I mean, so from my previous experience in law enforcement and looking at, you know, general topics and news in the area, I'd say the town is very fortunate in that I think that the town's able to deal with a lot more of what I believe the committee is now combined to do, right? To build on more of questions of general public welfare and safety rather than a deep question of, you know, violent crime or, you know, deep gang activity or things of that nature, but to rather focus on the well-being of its citizens as a general.
Rick, do you have any questions?
Yeah, have you perused like the public safeties, or I forgot what the committee's called now, public
safety.
human welfare or something?
Community
Community
safety.
safety and
Community
welfare.
safety and welfare.
Yeah, we just combined a couple of committees. Have you looked at their work plan by any chance and had an idea about what they're working on or what you might think you might have some expertise in helping out with that work plan?
So I haven't seen a work plan in particular that was public to my knowledge. I did watch several of the previous committee meetings.
Okay, by that, is there anything that really piques your interest?
Yeah, so one thing that, you know, obviously you go through all the different questions surrounding, you know, response times and you know, like allocated resources for response times, but I'd say the thing that piqued my interest was really the combination of talking about welfare with the interest of public safety, because I do think that many times is neglected to say that in a smaller community there is a lot to be said about you know, real outreach and public trust to law enforcement and law enforcement's role in trying to say refer or better the lives of the people in the community through referrals to public services, because you know, unfortunate reality of law enforcement is that so many times a law enforcement officer shows up and, you know, they aren't particularly suited to be the best person for the situation, but in knowing, you know, somebody else or a resource that could help, they can be a means or method by which to, you know, bring assistance. And that's why I love it.
Victor?
Yeah, is there anything in your federal experience that you think adds to your resume that would contribute to this task in San Clemente?
Yeah.
So let's understand that.
Yeah. So in particular, in working previously, I was narcotics special agent for the state of Oklahoma, and so in that position, I was. So I used to be more of a missionary, so I learned Spanish through that, and then I got a bachelor's degree in Spanish. And in that position, I worked to be able to help in translation with within the Spanish community whenever there was questions surrounding drug endangered children or CPS. You know, generally get called because I'd be the only person in Northwest Oklahoma that spoke Spanish and was law enforcement, and so. In doing that, I think that I'd be able to bring a unique perspective, especially from, you know, someone that has interfaced directly with Spanish-speaking community members, to know generally what concerns are and how they interface with law enforcement. But then also, from that same background of having worked in narcotics, having been in homes where, you know, these types of questions are, you know, substance abuse and deeper issues. Exist, you know, to know the dynamics that exist with that, right, and the resources that can come to be able to assist people that are in those scenarios to be able to overcome patterns that come along with it.
Thank you.
Sam?
Oh, thank you, Stephen. I recall that you applied the last time, but you did not make the interview.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing that again. In less than 2 years, the San Clemente is going to have a big event, Olympics. And I noticed that in your resume, you were a Secret Service.
Yes.
You don't need to tell us.
It's a secret.
Top secret,
right?
but there will be a lot of coordination between our local law enforcement and other private security and Olympic staff. Then the protection of safety of people and the team and so on. So how can, and I assume that your experience is going to help with the planning for the city for that event. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, if there was opportunity to be able to volunteer in a position to be able to help and advise in planning regarding public safety and large events, I do have quite a bit of experience in that, having planned those for previously for president, vice president, and other heads of state. I mean, it's been, was my job before. Say it is a stressful job, and that's part of why I didn't stick around for a super long time, because I value stability while I'm here. Yeah, if that came up and was a possibility, I would make sure I'd want to, of course, make sure it doesn't conflict with my current employment, and but I'd be happy to volunteer my time to be able to
Well,
assist
a reminder to the city. Right.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Mark,
Thank you.
questions?
Am I the last one?
Yeah.
Okay, just wondering if there's anything that you would like to share with us that you haven't had an opportunity to share with us, or any last thoughts that you have of why you want this, or just anything that you would like to share.
I value public engagement. I think that as I've been through a lot of different communities and interfaced with a lot of people at both county and city levels in my job, I think that a lot of people don't realize that or realize the depth of this lower level, smaller people that aren't so small, that actually make things work for the community. Being, having a lot of people chipping in and being a part of that makes things go a lot easier, a lot smoother, and I think brings communities together, and gives people a lot more investment into their surroundings and how they treat each other, and I want to be a part of it.
Thank you. Any other questions, gentlemen? All right, well, Stephen, thank you very much. I'll walk you out. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for applying. Next person in.
Here's a copy of the ordinance.
Impressive resume. A lot of impressive resumes on all.
We have a good options here.
Well, we have 4 people with public safety experience sitting on it now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, by the ordinance, we're supposed to have that if we can get it. And then above that, if possible, remaining 3 voting members, let's see, whatever, or the, so we're supposed to mix this with community and law enforcement. I mean, I think it was great when we had 5 guys all in public safety and then had the Human Affairs Committee.
Yeah.
I would have rather seen us lessen the Human Affairs Committee to 5 maybe, and still kept this the way it was.
Well, we not public safety.
No, she was not.
She was not.
Would you like some
No,
water
she
or
was
anything?
not.
No, thank you. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah,
The only
but
thing
she-
I would do is get a cookie,
but
you know?
What's Lania?
They're important stuff,
Any
right?
more than
I'm right there with you.
Well, Charles, why don't you take a minute or two to tell us about yourself, and then we'll ask a few questions.
She
and,
was
It's technical, but it's
Gentlemen, if we
about
could,
a radio.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr. Seward, tell us about yourself, and then we'll ask some questions.
My name is Charles Chuck Seward. I want to just say I'm thankful. I was married for 62 years to a beautiful, wonderful lady. I have 3 sons. One's an architect, one's a mechanical engineer, and my 3rd son is a retired police officer, a lieutenant, and he's now practicing law.
Smart move.
So I'm proud of my family. I've lived here in town for 60 years. Came down in the original. I started my fire career as a volunteer fireman here with San Clemente, and went through the various stages and left as a chief. I then went to work for Southern California Edison and their fire department, where I put together the fire department and
And I am a master instructor, fire service master instructor. I've been involved in some of the development of fire officer training programs and stuff like that material. I'm retired now. I've still been involved with the fire service. There is a museum which is being formed in California, particularly in Orange County area. It's California Fire Museum and Safety Center. They're opening a annex up in the city of Orange in the middle of December. But anyhow, I've been involved in the restoration and returning of San Clemente's engine number 1, which is the first one that San Clemente bought in 1928. And so I'm still involved. I'm still in the fire circle with a lot of the other municipal and kind of things.
Okay, good. Mark, you want to start with questions?
Sure. What do you see in San Clemente as the major safety or welfare issue that you would like to see the Safety and Welfare Committee tackle?
Well, it's kind of interesting is that, and I don't know how to say this, but looking back at the fires that occurred up in LA County, I wonder is, since San Onofre is no longer doing annual drills, are we still going to do drills? Are our management, our city leaders, and our department heads still working together? I know that we've got Orange County Fire, which will primarily be the lead organization in any major incident command system, and then the fire, and then the police. But I'm wondering how are you guys? Have you been updated on how about any like hazardous materials spills, things that we could have, or fires?
To answer that question, yes.
That's good. Yeah.
No.
Are you?
Yeah. So this engine that you're restoring,
Yes, sir.
is there any chance it would ever be able to be displayed down here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We had it down. We had it here for the car show in June.
Oh, okay. I was gone.
It was up by the band area. Yeah. So
There's been some talk about having a fire police museum or something kind of set up here, at least on a rotating display. No matter what happens here, would you be available to work on a subcommittee with that if that was formed?
I would love to. That's
Okay.
you know, the former chief here, Ron Coleman,
Yeah.
was the chief here. Well, he's the one that donated it. It belonged to the city, but then when Orange County Fire came in, it was in what we call Station 3, which is 59s now. They didn't want it. They wanted it. So at that point it was sold, the city sold it. And Ron Coleman bought it, and he put it in his, he had a barn that he called his fire station up in Sacramento area. And subsequently, before he passed away, he donated it to the fire museum.
Did the museum drive the engine down here, or did they transport it on?
They transported it down. Yeah, it wasn't the.
Not quite right.
It hasn't been.
Yeah, I understand.
It hasn't been run in a number of years,
Okay.
so
Rick, any more
it needs
questions?
to be.
Victor?
Yeah, no, I've seen it at the Orange County Fire Authority annual dinner. They had it out in front, I think at the Hilton.
Oh, wait, that's what I did for the. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
That, I did see
Oh
it.
yeah, you sit on the committee, don't you?
Yeah, it was sitting out in front. No, okay, then I have seen it.
Yeah, I think pretty much all of
I
us.
didn't realize that was a San Clemente one.
Yeah, I didn't know it was tied to San
Yeah.
Clemente.
Is What motivated you to apply for this? What is it you want to do on this committee? What's the challenge that you think?
You know, that's kind of an interesting question, in that I was looking through the material that's presented on the website. Do we have any performance measures for our fire department? Are they articulated someplace?
Yes.
And for both fire and police?
That's part of what the committee does, is they review those performance measures quarterly.
Quarterly?
Yeah.
Other than responses?
Well, response time is the biggest part of it, just like it is for police or fire. But no, they go through the, looking at how many arrests or how many citations were made, and then compare them to previous, and to see if there's, it's.
Do you have any questions?
I'm fine.
Zen?
Chuck, thank you for being here. The city is trying to improve the wildfire resiliency and to make our community safer. Have you given it any thoughts on how we can make it happen?
I don't know if you've been following or not, but CAL FIRE has been pushing a called zero tolerance up in the Northern California areas, in which, I'll give you an example. My son has a place up in Big Bear, and he had some junipers around the front porch. They had to take those out because they were considered a flammable. So the state right now is working on a program. It's down in LA too, the Palisades, where they're wanting zero combustible material around the house in all areas.
We've had that here too. We've had to remove some bombs off city buildings where they've been too close proximity to the building. CAL FIRES has said out.
So is that's a political and a emotional thing that we're going to have to face if CAL FIRE continues. I've talked to Orange County Fire, and they're not interested right now to do anything in that area.
Okay, gentlemen, are there any questions of this candidate? Well, thank you for your time, for coming in and for applying, and appreciate it. Okay.
Miss Laurie?
Yes.
I would like to thank you for your returning my call very promptly, and
Sure.
I appreciate it, and it was good to have a nice smiling voice.
Well, thank you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Chuck.
Take care.
Thank you, gentlemen.
What is our timetable?
Yeah, we're really short on time. Who's the next guy? What's his name? Spoon?
Spawn.
Meet at 5 or 5:30?
5:30.
Okay,
We have
well,
30 minutes,
we're
and
fine.
then we have 2 more.
We're
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, we're fine.
We're okay.
You guys probably want a minute or two to have something to eat, some dinner.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'll just take it out there with me. Doesn't bother me. What are they going to do? Recall me, please. It's okay.
Thank you. Well, Michael, thank you for joining us.
Hi, everybody.
We've all seen your application. Thank you for applying. Well, take a minute or two and tell us about yourself beyond what's already in your application, and why we should appoint you to this committee.
Okay, well, I moved here to San Clemente when I was 18 years old. I rode a motorcycle out here from Madison, Wisconsin. So I went out on the beach and I never went home. Had my folks ship my stuff. So
then came Bronson. That movie was made after
that's it was about that time. It was about that time. And then I ended up. They had just built the Lagoon Hills Mall, and I ended up being an auto mechanic at Sears.
Yeah, well, could you actually pause? I realized Mark is not with us, so I don't want him to miss you.
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay.
I should have noticed he was not sitting there.
Okay.
It was invisible to me, so I'm sorry. Would you like a piece of candy? Would you like a cookie?
So much candy left over.
We treat our candidates well here.
Thanks very much.
Okay, Mike rode a motorcycle out here when he was 18. and became a auto mechanic at Sears.
Yeah, then I ended up applying for a police cadet role here, and then that started my police career.
All right.
And yeah, so I was a policeman here from 78 to 82. Just enjoyed the heck out of it, but San Clemente at that time was just too sleepy for me. I wanted more action, so I ended up laddering up to Newport and had a great career there. And then I got the computer bug and ended up transferring to City Hall, and I completely overhauled their data processing system. And then I got the computer bug, and then eventually I ended up spending most of my adult career doing cybersecurity investigations. So I'm one of those guys that they parachute into the big hacks, the big bank hacks, the big brokerage hacks, all that. So I've been all over the world doing that for the last 20 years or so. Roof on fire type, big time investigations. The biggest one I did was Saudi Aramco, the national oil company of Saudi Arabia, had 34,000 computers destroyed by the Iranian government. And I ended up managing that whole incident. I was in Saudi Arabia for a month. It was crazy. But anyway, I'm at the end of my career now, and I still have a very high level of public service, and that's also in my family history here too. So I think when you're as blessed as I have been with my 2 kids grew up here in this great town, when you're as blessed as I am, you're obligated to give back. And so as I'm getting right there at retirement now, and I have a very flexible schedule, I thought this would be kind of a cool opportunity. If I can, if any of my skills and my expertise is of value, I'm here to pull a rope, help whatever needs to be done here.
Thank you. Well, Rick is our law enforcement expert, so I'll let him start the questioning. Rick?
Up in Newport Beach, remember a guy who probably had about 6 years on the job named Thomas, last name Thomas?
There was a sergeant named Thomas.
Yeah, I went to the academy with him. He went to the LAP academy with him.
Well, see, the thing was that everybody wanted to get out of LA. And so there were 2 dynamics that were going on at the time. Most of the policemen I worked with were all Vietnam veterans,
right,
because they all come back. And the second was they all came out of LA.
Yeah.
And at that time, if you walked into our report room in Newport PD, every single report we had was identical to LAPD's except for the rev number and the logo on the top.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally just moved that process down to Newport. So it was a fun place to work. Newport was it's just such a beautiful city. It's just.
Mike, I know a little bit about you before anyway, so I don't have any further questions.
Thank you. Victor, questions?
Yeah, which of your multiple careers and experience you think will best help with this committee?
Well, there's a couple. Of course, the law enforcement career will certainly help, and also I think don't underestimate my education. I did say in my resume that, I have an MPA. I have a bachelor's degree in political science with an emphasis on organizational behavior. I was going to be a police chief or a city manager. That was what my career goal was, but the computer bug got me pretty badly, and so plus I would have made a lousy police chief or city manager because. I would rather do it than run it, and so being a watch commander in an office someplace and then talking to the guys out doing it, I'm out there doing it. So that's
he's out there doing it. I'm a watch commander.
and
you got to have both.
And the other thing I want to emphasize here is. I'm a pull the rope kind of guy. What can I do to help? I am not interested in running anything here. I am clearly not interested in a city council position or any other thing up the ladder. That's just not me. So if I can help on this committee, and I do have emergency communications experience a lot. And emergency prep experience. I'm an extra ham license operator. I've got tons of expertise in that area, which could be helpful too. And the other thing is, don't underestimate the value of my cyber experience here too. If the city runs into trouble, on a cyber perspective,
We've had a few hiccups.
Whether you choose me for the committee or not, keep my phone number in your Rolodex and call me. because like I said, I was so valuable, my skill set was so valuable that the organization I was working for at the time transferred me to London. I lived in London for a year so I could be closer to Europe and the Far East in order to go and battle some of these. And I was in banks, I was in an HSBC bank in Istanbul, Turkey, surrounded by armed guards with machine guns because the bad guys had hacked into it. And here I'm in this bank trying to figure out what happened and kick the bad guys out. So. So that could be valuable to the city if ever needed. And
Sounds
again,
like it.
I live in Forester Ranch, so
what are the
I just
countries out there hacking right now?
Yeah.
What are the countries that are hacking?
Well, my motto has always been the Russians are after the dough and the Chinese are after the no. So when you're dealing with intelligence, you're pretty much dealing with the Russian or the Chinese PLA. If you're dealing with money, most of the ransomware stuff, those are just two-bit criminal thugs.
Yeah.
But some of it's organized. But
Okay.
yeah, it's and we're losing that battle. I mean, we've always said that, right? We always said that crooks had bigger guns than we ever did. We are losing the battle in the cyberspace now because AI is accelerating their ability to come after us. Big time. So.
Zan, do you have questions?
Yeah, really quick question. Michael, you have a slew of experience, extensive experience in many areas. For the last decade, you worked on cybersecurity. Were you working for a government agency or consulting?
No, I was always in the private sector.
Yeah.
So most of the engagements that I did were non-government.
Under contract with the government, though?
Some of them were, yes. Yes. And remember, one of the things that I always ran into, and this is always interesting, but I was quite often going into telecoms. For example, in Cairo, Egypt. Egypt Telecom is one of the largest telecom providers in Africa, and all of the state-sponsored spies are in the telecoms because that's how we would track the terrorists and all the things that were going on. Well, I can't. Of course, I can't. That's why you don't see me anywhere, right? I can't write a book. I can't post blogs, any of that stuff because I'm all under non-disclosure.
Yeah.
But those are the kind of spy engagements I
come
get
out of
in.
telecom. So.
Yeah. Oh, did you really? Well, I get into this telecom, and they've had this problem with this device driver on a Windows server for a couple of years, and it turns out that I took the thing apart and realized that there's some malware in here that's as complicated as Stuxnet, which was what the Iranians got there. And anyway, all of a sudden now you're playing this cat and mouse game of who is this?
Yeah.
Mark, do you have a question?
So,
Yeah,
anyway.
in terms of saying, I mean, this is an incredible experience. A random question, though.
Sure.
Would you be I'm a teacher. Would you be willing to speak to some of my IB global politics students about technology abroad and everything? Because
absolutely.
This is some of the stuff we cover, and it's fascinating.
Absolutely. You'll see that I'm committed to. I'm with the Experimental Aircraft Association. I'm a Young Eagles coordinator.
Okay.
And we get young kids up in airplanes, free airplane rides, 8 to 18-year-olds, to get them hooked on the idea of maybe a career in aviation or space.
Okay.
So mentoring young people is really on the top of my agenda here.
Okay. Yeah.
When I get the
Your
opportunity.
story sounds fascinating.
What is the age range for the mentoring?
8 to 17.
8 to 17. Wow.
What we do is we try to get them up in an airplane and then just get them thinking about. See, the problem with people that want to become pilots is they don't think they can do it.
Yeah.
It's too expensive. It's too difficult and all that. And of course, with young people, you just got to give them the encouragement that there's no reason why you can't do this.
Yeah.
Right?
Mark, did you have a?
Yeah, my question is, in terms of San Clemente, what do you see as the major safety issue or welfare, as safety and welfare committee? Where would you like to, if you were chosen for this committee, where would you like to see the committee focus on?
That's a great question, and the list of items that Andy recommended to the committee to review for the plan for 2026 were all great things. A couple of them that are close to my heart. One is the e-bikes are a problem here. I mean, they clearly are. We really have to. I mean, when you see these young girls, some of them without helmets, 3 on a bike, running down at 30 miles, it scares the pants on me. The beach erosion problem, of course, is a big one for the city, and the fire problem is now it's because of LA. It's got the spotlight here, but we've always been in a fire zone here. And I can remember the fire before they'd even built out of Los Maris there. There was that fire back in '96, I think it was. That was pretty scary as that came up over Camp Pendleton. So fire is a big one. And then, of course, the homeless, you know, at the top of the list there is the homeless problem. I think the city has done on the outside looking at a very commendable job in that area, but it still needs attention. There's a lot of people living in cars in this town. I walk the beach trail every morning before the sun comes up, except Saturday. Every morning, the whole beach trail, and you know, I see a lot of people in cars at 5 o'clock in the morning when you're running. So,
Any other questions for this candidate? Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Charles, thank you
Mike.
very much.
Thanks very
Appreciate
much.
it.
And like I said, if I'm not selected, please keep me in your Rolodex because
We definitely will.
yeah.
You can be a go-to
I will
guy.
certainly.
Thank you.
Thanks again, folks.
Michael.
I'm gonna have to update you too, Zen. Okay.
I'm gonna get some dinner though.
What is the dinner?
Sandwiches.
Oh, okay.
BLTs.
There's 6 kinds.
6 kinds of.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Wait, I know you.
Hi.
you.
You're very high chair.
You can lower it.
No, you want to be up. That's good.
Well, we're going to give you a minute or two to tell us about yourself beyond the application, but we're waiting for Zenda to
Okay.
get back in, then we'll get started.
You need a cookie?
Complimentary cooking. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sure you guys do.
What do you mean by that?
I think people are already lining up outside.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yippee
You guys
skippy.
have a long agenda today.
It's all
Could be.
good.
You never know.
You never know.
Just never know.
They could be all here to get up and say what a great job that we're all doing. That's all I want to say and sit down. That's probably what it is.
The cook's over there for that. You sure? Okay.
How's the day going?
Oh, it's going just spiffy.
Okay.
Now
Angela,
we
tell us
can roll.
about yourself. Again, we know you a
Yeah,
little
I
bit.
know
but,
you guys know, a bit about me, but really why I'm here, I'm a mom of 2 young kids. I care a lot about the community. I got involved in the city because of safety issues with issues at Maxford Park and the school, and that's really what got me involved in coming to city council meetings and in turn running for city council. And that's really what my campaign was all about, was safety. And everything about my campaign was 100% genuine. That's what I cared about. And when I lost to Rick, we met, a couple days or a week after, and we talked about, how I still wanted to be in touch and work with you guys on continuing my promises to safety, because I'm committed. It wasn't just a campaign thing because I wanted to get elected. It was a genuine, I care about this community and I'm committed. And I know you guys have lost people and have, come off the committee, but no, I'm committed to this. This is what I care about. And also, I'm committed to the people who also, the thousands of people that voted for me as well. I want to live up to that because, as you know, when you run for city council, it's very hard, and I just want to keep doing what I promised.
Okay. Thank you. Mark, would you like to start the question?
Yes, so this is the Community Safety and Welfare Committee. What do you see as the major community or safety or welfare issues in San Clemente that you would like to have this committee address?
Sure. So I think right now there's so much good that is happening in regards to safety. I mean, there's always going to be homeless and crime. So continuing what's already going well right now. I would love to see campaigns like see something, say something. There are issues where, people may see something going on. They may see a homeless person or a guy who looks very suspicious with a knife, and they don't know, who do I call? Or they don't. They just go about their way, and they don't warn anyone about it. And they don't know who to call or where to go. And so I think that's an issue that we have that I'd like to address. And then there's also, the e-bike things and all that. I mean, don't even get into, but.
Yeah, I think you probably represent a little different demographic than we have for most of our candidates. Can you expand on maybe why that might be valuable on this committee?
Yeah, I mean, I know I've read some of the other candidates, and you have fire and police, and I think I would round that out as being someone on the ground and living firsthand in an area that is one of our higher crime areas, and where we have more issues, where I'm active in the community, and just being able to connect with the community. So I'm more of a community advocate, and being able to communicate with the community and bringing them together. Also being a leader and connecting with other people within different positions. And I think my best quality is I'm a problem solver. So like when we had that issue at Las Palmas where I couldn't get the fencing done and I kept getting put no, I didn't stop until I could come to a solution and where it worked for everyone.
Okay, Victor?
What's the solution to e-bikes?
Well, they're not going away because parents rely on them now as a source of getting their kids places. They're not going to go away. So, it's just continuing to put education out there, asking parents to do the right things, having their kids, wear helmets, not, having more just education, more campaigns. I mean, I know it's, I talk about like marketing, but it's, having education campaigns out there. I mean, you can't take things away. It's just not going to work.
Okay.
Yeah, Angela, good to see you again. I know you're a little less than Rick knows you, so please refresh me. What can you bring to the Community Safety and Welfare Committee to fulfill its goal and function?
So, like I mentioned before,
Right,
I think
it's almost identical, but maybe you can reiterate it.
Yeah, I think I bring fresh ideas that are going to be different and from a different perspective than a singular from a fire or singular from a perspective of police. I'm the perspective of a community member who's on the ground. And so it's important to have all the perspectives. Someone that has a child in school, in preschool, at the sports fields, at the beaches. I'm utilizing all the areas within the community. So I hope that.
Are you going to expand your reach to beyond your district?
Yes. I mean, I go places beyond where I live all the time. So yes.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? No. If not, we thank you for your time, for applying.
Thank you.
And we'll knock it around a little bit. I'll walk you out, and then we'll be coming out to announce the decision on this.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have a yellow ballot.
You don't have a yellow ballot?
You can take mine.
Since Kay is off, I guess we're going to 4, 3, 2, 1.
Put your name on this line. Take it. Yeah,
Oh, they have our names on it.
Yeah, just write your.
did you just write your name on it?
I'll just leave yours on.
Sure, I'll vote for it. Yeah, the only reason I brought up the ordinance thing is that we're not short a public safety expert. We have 4 on there now. And it says we have to have at least, and we do have those sort of.
I do think having a different voice can bring something new that maybe isn't heard on there.
So we have 4 now.
So now we go 4, 3, 2, 1.
So how many public safety background professionals do we have right now?
Well, all of them kind of except Angela.
No, not the candidate.
Oh, there's 4 on there now. There's 4
remaining.
public safety.
There are 4.
There are 4 on there right now.
Okay.
There's nothing that keeps us from.
No, it says at least 4. We're not short one, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we go 4, 3, 2, 1 on the voting. Is that correct?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. 4 for the person you think's the best,
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
We have 5 candidates here.
No, Mike K is out. We only have 4.
He withdrew?
Yes.
Yeah, he withdrew, yeah.
I like his answers to this questions, though.
Mike's?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Sir.
Took a little longer than I thought. We have 3.5 minutes to eat, so.
Start chomping.
I see you got something to drink. Parched.
Private.
Trying to have conversations we can't.
We're running out of time for dinner.
We have plugs in here. Plugs in the council. We're probably being recorded.
I'm gonna have to have Sam or someone to put a sandwich away for me. I'll start with dessert.
Allow anybody. Anybody can be here.
How'd it go?
Oh, it went all right.
Good candidates?
They're all good.
Yeah, good candidates. Very pleasantly surprised by all of them.
Michael Spone received the highest number of votes.
Okay. Who came in second?
Stephen Lamb. Let's see here. Count them one more time. I always like to double count. Two.
I mean, you'd like to count some candidates twice.
I like to double check my work. How's that?
Okay, that's better.
That sounds better, right?
Yeah, so we might need an extended break in there soon to finish our dinner.
I know. Well, you know what? We don't keep the public waiting too long, but they can. We got time. We got a few minutes. Plenty of time. The Marines Corps give you about 5 minutes to eat an entire meal, so.
We can eat out there.
Yeah, that's,
What
that's professional, yeah.
Didn't mean to eat in front of Angela, but I was hungry. Got that late.
Can I take a look?
Yep.
Is everyone, so that,
Michael Spone.
all right.
Yep.
Everyone okay with Michael?
I'm okay.
All right.
What do we got?
Oh,
You have to get back on the recording?
oh no, it's on.
Oh, okay.
It's on.
Okay.
Michael Spone is the highest vote getter, followed by Stephen Lamb, followed by Angela Watts, followed by Chuck Seward.
Okay. So I guess what we'll do, gentlemen, when we go out there, we'll entertain a vote before we start the regular meeting. So we'll race out there now. Let's finish our meal.